Alright, guys, so first of all, what up? ATG Reacts. I know it's been a while. So, quickly, I started watching Black Clover, right? And I've been like, people told me to start watching it so long ago, and I just didn't want to because I heard it was basically just on a version of Naruto, right? Same concept, same old type of thing, same style, everything, right? Decided to just randomly give it a shot a few days ago. Not a few days ago, but maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Show started off rough. I wasn't really feeling it when I'm like, let me push through, see if it gets good. The show puts in way too much humor and doesn't take itself seriously at all. And the issue is the humor isn't even good. So I would say 80% to 70% of the humor is not funny whatsoever. It's just annoying. And the other 20-30% is actually laughable. Like, it actually makes me laugh. So with that being said, that means that 70% of the show is just I pretty much skip through it. Like, I fast forward through it simply because it's just not funny. Right? Now what kept me interested was when I first saw Asta get the grimoire that he had. I started thinking like, okay, Naruto, like the tailed beast, okay, him, some type of demon inside him that he's gonna have to unlock and learn to control. So that kept me interested because I wanted to keep going and see if it ever got to that point. Lo and behold, the fight against, who was it again? Not Fauna. The fight against the other guy who was with Fauna, the other guy from the Diamond Kingdom. It got brought out then. Once I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'm in. That pretty much sold the anime for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna continue watching now. That fight was crazy. Fast forward now to this fight, right? I mean, even before we get to this fight, the fight with Yuno in the tournament, the Royal Knights tournament, that fight with Yuno was insane. The fight with Langris, insane. And Finral, right? Crazy fights. I like the fights when they decide to go all out for a fight, the anime is sick. Like, I give it like a 10 out of 10. Right? Now fast forward to this guy right here. Julius Nova Chrono. Bro, this guy versus, how do you say his name? Leached? Craziest fight so far yet. Right? So we go through this fight. It's nutty fight, right? Crazy fight. This guy ends up being, he's William, but he got basically reincarnated and possessed by Leached. I'm pretty sure that's not how you say his name, right? And we go through it. They're banging out, they're having a crazy fight, just insane fight, right? Then he starts talking about this guy and how his whole vision for the kingdom is for everybody to live equally and for there to be no discrimination or racism whatsoever. And he learned how to be a true magic knight through this guy, one of probably like the weakest magic knight ever, right? But it just goes to show, like, this guy was the embodiment of what a magic knight should be. And then you see his son now, who is basically that, right? So we get through all this. That's his son right there when he went to go to the graveyard, right? Now this is when I think he saved the whole city and ends up not being able to defend himself in time. Yami pulls up. Yami realizes what's going on, but he doesn't fully understand. He doesn't know what's going on between William and Leech and how they are one and the same, right? We get to the next episode now. He tells Marks, I think, he had to go get the healer, right? To try and rescue the Magic Emperor. These guys' fight was crazy. How do you say her name again? I'm gonna say Sisgolian. Sisgolian is strong, fam. She's brawling, bro. She's a beast. She's not playing any games out here, right? And her mana control is just crazy. She basically cooked this guy, right? Asta saves everybody from him self-destructing, from the guy using a self-destruct. He starts telling her about what he dreams for the future as well, and it's basically in line with what Sir Julius, right, is dreaming about as well. Now this is what threw me off. So this is back to the past when the elves had their own tribe, and before humans, I guess, populated throughout. Why do I have the feeling that this child in here is actually twins and they didn't know, and it's Yuno and Asta? Because I think they're the same age. Or this kid is just Yuno's. The kid in there is Yuno. And somehow Asta is like, somehow they're intertwined, right? And the reason why it's most likely Yuno is this kid is because Yuno has a magic stone, right? So this, when they start getting into this is when the anime actually starts getting super interesting. The story starts expanding, right? So their touching moment, how he first came to, I don't know where he came from. I don't know if he came from a whole different continent or what. I can't remember. Now, he tells them why they're really here, and he's just using them, things or shit like that. And he ends up unlocking everybody's power. So basically what he really ends up doing is reincarnating all the elves now into their hosts. Now, out of all people, happens to be one of the people that gets controlled. What does that mean? See, it doesn't make sense, because then see, is Yuno half human, half elf, or is Yuno just human? That's not their kid, and he just got possessed, basically. I don't know. I gotta keep watching to find out, right? Then we get to episode 95. I watched this as well. So reincarnation. That's all of them. That's the beast guy. I forget his name. The beast elf. This is basically all of them. That's him right there. The one who liked the animals. The despair guy. Despair. This is interesting. Now this guy seems to resemble a certain someone we know, but I don't know if it adds up or not. Right? Keep going. They go through the story of how they got betrayed, which it's still not clear exactly what happened. We actually don't know who betrayed them, or if it really even was a human. We don't know. We see how the kid actually is the one who got reincarnated, and then I think he eventually reincarnates. His plan is to eventually reincarnate the real Leached, or Lights, however you say his name. But this isn't the real one. This is the kid reincarnated with the face of him in human form, right? See, he's going to everybody. He's resurrecting everybody, right? Boom. We go to the next episode now. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier, right? Oh, even he ends up becoming the captain. I'm forgetting his name. The one who paints. Even he ends up becoming. I don't understand. Like, even he ends up getting reincarnated, or he ends up getting possessed. I'm not exactly sure how it works, right? These guys as well. Even these guys as well. The guy who's supposed to be healing the Magic Emperor now is an elf. Yami takes him down with ease. She's a problem, right? Now she's actually strong. You see a little bit about their past. She's just having issues. She's not really listening to Yami. Yami's trying to tell her what to do. She ends up hiding Sir Julius. And then he sends her to go help all the other civilians. They fight. Noel realizes that luck, right? All the worst people you'd want to get possessed in a sense, right? Now, I think that's where I left off. Yeah, that's basically where I left off. I didn't watch this episode yet. So this is the continued fight between Charlotte and Yami, I can see. So yeah, Long story short, I'm glad that I gave the show a chance and I stuck it out till like episode. When did it start getting interesting? I think it was episode 60 something. Maybe that the arc when they went to the witch village started. That's when it got. That's when the show started really popping off. And since then, it's been going like it went from 0 to 100, and then it's been at 100. Right, mind you, there was little nonsense episodes in between and a lot of useless scenes and useless comedy. I honestly just fast forward through it. I just skip through it. Honestly, I just get to the good stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like I still watch enough to connect with the characters and see how they connect with each other and things like that, and watch their backstories and whatnot. But for the most part, all of the filler scenes that don't need to be watched, I kind of just skip. And I would recommend that's how you guys watch it too, right? Until you get to here, because this is where it gets super good. So I'm on episode 97, and we'll see how things go from there. Now, when it comes to Yuno and Asta, as of right now, okay, so when Yuno first like went into like demon form, whatever you want to call it, he's way past Yuno when Asta first got into that form. Now after we saw Yuno fight the captain, from I can't remember what's the name of the guild or whatever, the one who paints. After we see that fight, we see now Yuno's actually a problem, right? He might actually be a little bit stronger than Asta, but I'm not too sure. I feel like if they really got into a life or death fight, I think Asta loses control. I forget what the fifth clover leaf is called. The devil, despair, evil, whatever. It takes over, and he probably just kills Yuno. He probably beats Yuno. So technically, I think Asta is still stronger than Yuno. But right now, when it comes to their civilized standing, like when it comes to like their standing as royal magic knights, Yuno is above it. Right, so we'll see where it goes from there. I know that there's a time skip that happens eventually because my cousin told me about it. I'm hoping Asta's character kind of changes a little bit and tones down a little bit. Like his character itself and his character traits are just annoying at this point. The constant yelling, the constant random comedy, they're just a random nonsense. It's actually annoying to the point where it makes me want to stop watching the show, but I just try to skip through all of those scenes to just see when things get serious again. I'm hoping after the time skip, his character kind of grows and changes, is a little bit more serious while still kind of being himself. But I'm thinking most likely it's just going to end up staying the same, honestly. But we'll see how it goes, right? So that's my quick little rant talk about Black Clover and where I'm at. If I had to give the anime a rating from 1 to 10, honestly, I have to give it like a 6.5. Like a 6.5 so far, just because it's too much bad comedy, bro. It doesn't take itself serious enough. Right. And I know that's not the angle they're going for, but it would have been good if the comedy was actually funny, but most of it is not funny. So I'll give it like a 6.5. But I'm gonna keep watching and we'll see if it gets better. According to people I talk to, it does get better and better. So we'll see. Alright. Anyways, I have to catch up on One Piece still, and I still haven't watched Demon Slayer yet. And the only reason why I haven't watched them yet is because I want to actually do a reaction as I'm watching it. That's the only reason why I haven't gone to them yet, right? Especially Demon Slayer and One Piece. A lot of crazy shit's been happening in One Piece lately, from what I heard. The last episode I left off on was when they just regained control of the pacifistas, pretty much, and they're trying to figure out where Vegapunk is. I think that's where I left off. But anyways, ADG out.